make geometric shapes the size of a football field.
What kind of machine can bend a stalk of corn over without breaking it?
Can't be by hand, it's too perfect.
So the aliens can't read our minds.
Oh.
Some animals around the county have been acting funny. Some of them violent. It's almost like they act when they smell a predator around.
Amman, Nairobi, Bangalore, and Jerusalem as the
Same
latest.
shows on every station.
Every station?
It is the 18th reported crop site in that country in the last 72 hours.
I'm a little scared. All this stuff on TV. Joe Gills was in here talking about the end of the world.
They're staying in the shadows. It's called probing, to make sure things are all clear.
Clear for what?
For the rest of them.
There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water?
Ground forces are being assembled.
It's happening. Don't be afraid. It's like War of the Worlds. Believe it's going to pass. Don't be afraid.
They're in the house.
Here it comes. Don't be afraid.
Hello everyone, this is DJBEntertainment, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite movies of all time, Signs, the 2002 sci-fi thriller written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. I think I'm saying that right, I'm not sure, but this is a very compelling movie to me. It's one I grew up with. It's one that pretty much scared me to death when I was a younger kid. But yeah, let's get into it. I remember growing up and being absolutely terrified by this movie as a kid. The suspense, the atmosphere, the glimpses of the creatures, and that feeling that something was always lurking just outside the frame made it one of the scariest movies I have ever seen. Yet as I got older, I found myself coming back to it again and again for years. I couldn't explain why. It wasn't until I became a father myself and began taking my faith more seriously that I finally understood what kept drawing me back to this film. At its heart, Signs is not really an alien movie. It's a story about a family, grief, faith, and a father's determination to protect his children. The film follows Graham Hess, a former minister who has lost his faith after the tragic death of his wife. He now lives on a farm with his two children, Morgan and Bo, along with his younger brother, Merrill. When strange crop circles begin appearing around the world and mysterious creatures start showing up, Graham and his family find themselves at the center of an invasion unlike anything they could have imagined. But the alien invasion is only part of the story. What has always stood out to me is how deeply the movie explores the emotions of a father. Graham isn't some action hero trying to save the world. He's a dad trying to protect his children from a threat he doesn't understand. As a father myself, that emotional connection hits far harder now than it did when I was younger. You can feel Graham's fear every time his children are in danger. You can feel his frustration, his grief, and his desperate desire to keep his family safe. Those emotions make the movie feel real, and they're a big part of why it continues to resonate with me all these years later. But what truly makes Signs special is exploration of faith. Throughout the movie, Graham wrestles with a question that many people face at some point in their lives. Is everything that happens just random chance, or is there a greater purpose behind it all? Early in the film, Meryl talks about two kinds of people. The first group sees events as simple coincidence. The second group sees signs, evidence that there is something greater at work. At the beginning of the story, Graham no longer believes in signs. After losing his wife, he believes the world is random and unfair. He has abandoned the faith and that once defined his life. As the movie progresses, however seemingly meaningless, details begin to come together. Bo constantly leaves glasses of water around the house because she claims the water is contaminated. Morgan suffers from severe asthma. Merrill's greatest talent is his ability to swing a baseball bat. At first, these details seem like nothing more than character quirks, but by the end of the film, every one of them becomes essential. The glasses of water become the weapon used against the creature. Morgan's asthma prevents the creature's poison from reaching his lungs. Merrill's powerful swing allows him to strike the glasses and splash water onto the creature. What looked random suddenly appears purposeful. Then there are the final words of Graham's wife before her death. Throughout the movie, Graham struggles to understand why she said them. They seem meaningless and confusing, but in the climax, those words provide exactly the guidance needed to save his family. For Graham, this becomes impossible to ignore. Everything he thought was meaningless suddenly appears connected. Everything he thought was random suddenly appears to have purpose. And that realization leads him back to faith. This is where the movie becomes far more than an alien thriller. Many people view Signs simply as a story about extraterrestrials invading Earth. Others have suggested that the creatures represent something more symbolic. Some viewers have even interpreted them as demonic figures rather than traditional aliens. While the film never confirms that interpretation, it's an interesting lens through which to view the story. The creatures are harmed by water, and in Christianity, water carries powerful symbolism. Water is associated with cleansing, salvation, renewal, and baptism. Baptism represents the washing away of sin and a person's rebirth through faith. Viewed through that perspective, the water becomes more than just a weakness, it becomes a symbol of spiritual cleansing, overcoming evil. Whether that interpretation was intentional or not, it fits remarkably well with the movie's larger themes of faith and redemption. What makes this film so fascinating is that it works on multiple levels. If you want a suspenseful sci-fi thriller about an alien invasion, Signs delivers. If you want a deeply emotional story about a father protecting his family, Signs delivers. And if you want a thoughtful story about grief, faith, and the possibility that God may still be working even when life seems unfair, Signs delivers that as well. By the end of the movie, Graham is forced to make a choice. He can continue believing that everything happened by chance, or he can believe that there was purpose behind it all. The answer he finds changes his life forever. That's why Signs remains one of my favorite movies of all time, not because it scared me as a child, but because every time I revisited it, I discovered something new beneath the surface. It's a film about family, it's a film about faith, and ultimately, it's a film about whether we choose to see coincidence or signs. And that's what the movie's name is based off of, not the crop circles that are signs, but the signs of the unknown. Thank you all for watching. If you've seen Signs, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think it's simply an alien invasion movie, or do you think there's a deeper meaning hidden beneath the surface? If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time here on DJB Entertainment.